What's up?
Well,
What's going on, guys? I know I say that to see what happens. Let me just see what happens.
You know?
Man, y'all know what it is, man. It's draft season. We're heavy in the draft season. Here we are back for week 2 of the Super Draft Show. CFO's in the building. Stargang's in the building. I don't know about y'all. You know, it's weird because we did the mock draft last week, right? We did the mock draft. There was some love or some hate for it. Overall, though, everything I saw was a lot of love. There was a lot of love for our mock draft last week.
You know, I think it was an understanding thing too. Like the people that were watching to understand our rationale, why we chose certain players, why we waited on players, and maybe guys you think may be there that were wiped off the board. I think those fans got it, and they're like, "No, you guys crushed it." And the fans that didn't watch it just saw the PFF grades,
right?
And of course,
we
got a superstar in the building.
Famous
Shane. We got the superstar in the building.
Shane.
We're not worthy.
It's a wild day because it got progressively more and more. Like at first, I saw like JPA football, whatever, which is like I don't know if it's a bot or a person who runs that account, and they just retweet news out there. And I saw that, and then next thing I know, I saw somebody else bring it up, and then I saw somebody else bring it up. Then I saw Adam Schefter. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, NFL on ESPN had it up there. I mean, yeah, Shane making the rounds, if you will.
What's up,
making
Mendoza?
all the rounds going on Mendoza. So yeah, guys, Debo, right? I mean, Twitter's been in love with it all day. I tapped out, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Debo stuff, and it was funny because I did a space, and we talked about the about some of that last night. And I dipped off that space and I jumped over into Ashley's space. Shout out to Ashley Baker. And you know, it was Niner affiliated. And it was kind of the best. I said, let's talk about this Debo thing real quick. And we got into the conversation and whatever. I was like, you know, if he's getting up out of there, part of it's probably because of his usage. It's probably what it is. And then less than 24 hours later, oh yeah, don't like the way it's being used, blah, blah, blah.
Well, and then they probably, they use him a lot as a running back, and then they probably were offering him running back money as opposed to wide receiver. And he's
right.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Running game being a dual threat until them trying to get that check.
Yeah.
They saw that stat too.
That's why I said, Micah, the money's different if you're defensive end versus a linebacker, man. So you need to
Indeed
get it in set in stone right now. Like, what am I? What is my position?
Well, he went from being in the backfield on like 2.1% of his snaps to 20-something percent. Like that's such a huge difference. And then his targets went from 6.5 a game to 3.5. So like Mary mentioned, that's where that running back money or running back wide receiver or hybrid conversation. And if for the 49ers, if you have a running back wide receiver and there's not really anybody else as a comp, you can kind of make up your own market. You don't have to worry about what Christian Kirk got or any other receiver. You can just say, well, you're not a full-time receiver. You're this hybrid. So
I guarantee that's a huge part of it.
And you know how teams are too. What they're going to do is say, your production won't sustain in other offenses. You're perfect for us. It's in your best interest to stay here. And they're going to start using those angles and
trying to hit that
players here
curse
that
on
like.
him. Yeah, trying to hit that. Yeah, trying to hit that J-Ron curse on him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Trying to hit that J-Ron curse. Anyways, in the space last time, I was like, look, it's not going to happen. You know, and this is even before it was official, he asked to be traded. I'm like, it's not going to happen for a multitude of reasons. One, they're not going to give up the draft capital to go get Debo. And two, we already know Stephen Jones ain't got look, he already gave some money to Gallup that he probably didn't like doing.
Right.
He's going to give him, now he's going to give Debo money and then turn around the very following year and give CeeDee Lamb some money. Come on, man. If you are fooled or you get upset whenever you hear that he's not traded to the Cowboys, you set yourself up.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you should know better by now, especially if you follow any of us on this panel right here. You should know better.
1,000% better, man.
Go
ahead, Mary.
I'm not comparing him to these players, but just using this as an example, like Cowboys fans talk a lot of mess about CeeDee Lamb, about his drops. And in Debo, quite a bit of drops last season.
Right.
And so they would be mad about that. And then also talked about Amari Cooper missing games. Debo has missed several games throughout his career so far. So it's like a lot of fans are asking for something that, you constantly complain about when we already had those things,
Right. And like I said, Sam, that's where I was. Like the Cowboys fans, they've been through enough this offseason. If they want to kind of get some glimmer of hope, let them have it. Let them have the dreams. But listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, ain't gonna be no Debo Samuel under that Christmas tree, man. It ain't gonna happen. So it's like, hey, get excited if you want to, but you know, it's yeah, man. It ain't happening. You know.
I just want to
go ahead, Spoon. I look, Spoonie's disgusted with this.
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna keep it cool. I promise.
Out the gate, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it cool. I just want to say, I know we all saw the Michael Jordan, what was that, 30 for 30, a couple of years back, right? Mm-hmm. And we saw how bad Jerry Krause was once the Bulls were starting to win, and we all judged how damn Jerry Krause was like that. I want a 30 for 30 Stephen Jones. Seriously. I'm not getting that either. I want all of that. I want all of that. I got to see how I mean, the conversations when names are coming up, good names for the Cowboys. I want to hear the negotiation. I mean, it's embarrassing how players are coming out and telling us. They're telling us he is bad. He is bad. He is cheap. Now, listen, let's be honest. I promise I'm not going to cuss. Stephen Jones, and I got to say this thing. You have the nerve to come out and say that you don't win Super Bowls or championships during the off seasons, right? How would you know?
Oh.
How would you know?
Shots fired.
Go back and look at your father.
Right.
Is he your father? I question that. Maybe the wrong person. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm getting somewhere I don't want to go. I apologize. All I'm going to say is this, y'all. It's bad. It's bad. I just can't take it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, I mean, it's what it is. And, of course, obviously, Stephen had the interview, J Tuck. Yeah. I mean, what'd you think about the interview yesterday, fella?
Unseasoned, man. Unseasoned. And it's frustrating. Just like Spoonie said, man, how would you know? You know, what lets me think that you know what it takes to build a Super Bowl contention team? Like, you just haven't done it. You haven't even been close. You haven't even sniffed it, right? And so also the whole Dorrance Armstrong and Randy Gregory, that's a whole different situation because, you know, way some people, you kind of maybe agree with Stephen, but here's what I'm trying to say. If you believe that Dorrance Armstrong can give you that same production as Randy Gregory, well, then why did you try to sign Randy Gregory? You know
that's my point.
There you go.
That's my point.
Offer. Yeah. And so what it is Stephen Jones, like I said yesterday, is that guy that tries to holler at a girl in the club, and she won't give him no time of day. And it's like, well, you know what? You ain't that pretty anyway. You know, I can get 1,000 girls just like you. And then, you know, whatever, I got Dorrance Armstrong. I'm good. Like, no, bro. You wanted Randy Gregory. You were fighting tooth and nail to match Denver's offer. It didn't work out because you messed it up. But now you want to boost Dorrance Armstrong. And then, you know, and then he'll say, you know, with Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, you know, we'll see what they can turn into. It's just like, it's discouraging as Cowboys fans, man, and Stephen Jones is the issue. So if you saw my clown post, I had to go in the lab real quick and mock something up, man, because I was fed up with Stephen Jones. So
yeah, I agree with what Tuck said. So like, it would have been completely different if a month ago Stephen Jones would have said, "Look, we appreciate what Randy Gregory did. We wish him the best. We feel like we have a guy in-house that's going to cost less. Right. He's younger. We got similar production. You can argue about how he got the results or how he got there, but the ultimate thing that matters to them is a sack's a sack. It doesn't matter if it's a coverage sack or if you bull rushed it. You got the sack. That's what mattered at the end of the day. It was an impactful play, whatever. Agree or disagree, it would have had a completely different meaning a month ago. Now, after the fact, when we know not only did you extend a big offer, $70 million, you then tried to salvage the relationship to continue that. So you can't now justify and say, oh, well, we didn't want to do that anyways because we had Dorrance all along. Like Tuck mentioned, it's one of those things after the fact that just sounds dumb. Like the girl analogy is perfect for that. And we do that a lot. Like, I think as Cowboys Nation, if we had to deal with inactive ownership or inactive executives in free agency, but we didn't hear about it, it would be frustrating, but not that wound that keeps getting reopened over and over and over again. And that's what we feel like, because every day or at least every week, there's another comment where you're just like, just more salt in the wound, just more salt in the wound. You just
That's
keep
the worst. Like,
reminding
just shut up. Just make your mistakes and shut up. Like, I don't want to hear, you dance around the topic and try to pour some sugar on the situation. And like said, it ends up being salt and it burns my eyes, man, in my ears. But
how about this part, y'all? How about the part that he says, well, we're not done signing any free agents. There's some good guys out there that we like. Probably after the draft, we'll look at these veteran guys. Now, my thing is this: can it happen? Of course, but don't act like you're gonna see a JC Treader out there if you're gonna go after him if we don't draft a center or you feel Biadasz is not that guy. Don't do that. Don't act like you're gonna sign somebody like a Clowney if you don't get the pass rusher in this draft that you like. Don't do that, Steven. You're not gonna sign these guys. You're gonna go look for the guy who, if there's a guy to come out, I'll pay for free. We may have a chance if he's a big name. We may have a chance. But I won't pay for free.
He might come get me. He might come get me, make me a little offer.
We did sign, to be fair, we did sign Malik Hooker after the draft. But again, that's not quite the caliber signing players our fans are looking for, right? Yeah. He's a good signing that we're all happy he's on the team, but he's not that signing where you're like, that's the impact that's going to change things for us.
I feel like with Malik Hooker, he almost blew Malik Hooker, right? Because he signed KZ first. Yeah. But then Malik Hooker, like, we start asking for like the little bottom shelf stuff now. It's like, you know what? We don't even ask up here. Can we just get this? Like, damn, can I just get Brent Urban? Like, I'm not asking too much. Yeah,
agree.
Like,
completely agree.
Brent Urban,
completely agree.
Reasonable, man.
Well, fans are like, let's trade for Debo. I'm like, can we just draft a receiver like early and not have to settle for like the third or fourth wave of the draft? Because that's what we're probably going to end up doing.
Well, and,
forget Debo, those are pipe dreams.
Yeah, and here's the question: like, is it because they love the comp picks that they're waiting until after the draft? But the thing about that is, guys that got released, like in prototype, like Bobby Wagner, doesn't count against the comp formula because he wasn't a free agent; he was released. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's guys that they can go against. JC Treader, he got released, right? So, even with their comp formula, like, they can sign these kind of guys, and that's not going to count against their comp picks whatsoever following the draft. The one thing that I would say is when he was talking about we're not done in free agency, let's be clear. We're a week away from the draft, ladies and gentlemen. There's no free agency moves going to happen between now and then. Mm-hmm. To me, you're building your team backwards. So now, more than ever, they can talk about BPA, and they have been very good about BPA. To me, it really sounds like we're going to draft for need, and then whatever need we don't get, we'll dip in free agency and find them bargain basement guys. And you're just, it's like an inverted pyramid. You're building your team the wrong direction.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Put it on Dak's tab. You got it.
Yeah.
The
pie. The pie. Crazy. And again, that's why it was funny because I had so many people, that's why I did the space and whatnot. And they were talking about, I had so many people inbox me asking me about Debo. I'm like, what are we talking about, guys? Well, I'm like it's just it's not in the realm of reality of what's going to happen here. I'm like, we traded Amari Cooper for a fifth and a bag of beans. We couldn't even get Leo Collins done and get something. Right. I'm like, and now you think we're gonna go pull this big deal for Debo and pay him? Come on,
right?
And going back to Collins too, as a reminder, we don't see any of that money until June 1st.
Right.
I put it on Twitter. We chatted about it multiple times in our group.
Right.
If that's the decision you're going to go with, cool. Hang on to him until after the draft because there's absolutely no value to your team to cut him now. Wait till the draft, see if you fill the hole. If you don't, then maybe reconsider cutting him and see how things go. But after the draft, if you get Kenyon Green or Kennard or whoever you like, then you're like, yeah, we're good. We're going to cut him. It's not quite as great for the player standpoint, but we don't worry about he's not winning us a Super Bowl if he's not on the team. We need to worry about the Dallas Cowboys, protect our own interest, and we don't do that stuff.
Too much football logic right there, man. It just makes too much sense.
And Amari Cooper, if you know that you're probably not bringing him back, why start shopping him a week before your self-imposed deadline that you have to do because of the guaranteed money? Start shopping him as soon as possible. Make it out. Put signs out on the road, billboards. All of that. Let them know if you want him, he's here. Give us a call.
That's my issue with all of their things this offseason is like, okay, if you decided you wanted to move on from Amari Cooper, okay, that's fine. But first off, don't insult our intelligence and say, oh, it's because of the cap, because you could have made it work if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. And then second, it's like you could have gotten more than a fifth if you would have just handled it better. Same
They
thing
just would have
with
waited until free
YL.
agency started. Yeah.
Right.
If they waited until free agency started and saw some of these numbers coming out, all of a sudden his market would have went up then.
Because like I said, I'm here in Kansas City. It was just like, what the hell when the whole Tyreek Hill thing came out? It came out of nowhere. Like everyone was blindsided. But not us. We kind of knew, they're putting stuff out in the air. Hey guys, does anybody want this?
Right.
Devontae Adams too, to your point.
Yeah.
So you have
It was
Adams
like-
and Tyreek Hill who both got tons. So if the Cowboys start shopping Cooper saying, hey, we're just asking for a second, man.
Right.
Like,
Third.
Right.
Should have gotten a third. Yeah.
Right.
Did you guys notice something?
And as Mayo said, they filled bottom basement additions before the draft for several years, but it's been worse this year though. That's the problem.
Right.
You are like, we know this is kind of the MO on what they do, but they haven't filled. I mean, swing tackle and right tackle gone. You haven't signed a tackle. Your left guard gone. You haven't signed another guard.
Right.
But again, I keep telling people they love Connor McGovern more than a lot of Cowboys nation want to understand.
Right.
Does Dak love him?
Stephen Jones does.
Yeah. and that's what a lot of people are understanding. There's been a lot of substitutions this season versus last year. We had a lot of core pieces already in house, but we lost a lot and didn't replenish at all. So yeah.
Listen, it's like this too. You know how when somebody's lying, they have like a certain habit they do where they scratch their nose or things like that. If you notice with Stephen Jones, he sniffles. Every time he answers a question, he does this. He sniffles. That tells me, and I've been observing that. And I said, oh, okay, you're lying. You're lying. I mean, he's right there because you need to sniffle. Every time he says something, he's
you
lying.
messed up, right? You messed up.
I'm serious. I'm serious. And another thing, I was going back and
Jerry's
forth.
is lip smacks and ums and uhs and so basically.
Listen, I was going back and forth with one of the Cowboys fans, and he was saying that, we can get Debo because we got Amari. And I said this, listen, getting Amari wasn't a big move. It wasn't a planned move because he wanted to make the Cowboys better. It was basically to cover up his mistake in the offseason with the wide receiver by committee. That's what it was. So, again, you will never give me a move when Stephen Jones says, you know what, this move will help the Cowboys be a better team. Not happening. If it's a mistake he made, he'll correct his own mistake. That's about it, which is a lot of mistakes he has made already. So, but it's just bad. It's just so bad right now.
And Mail with the follow-up there says, so if they take those after you take BPA anyway, is it better before or after the draft? Well, I mean, here's the thing. You cover yourself before and so you feel good enough about doing BPA ahead of the draft. Now you're gambling and it's going to change your mindset or their mindset at certain times in this draft because they haven't covered those positions to say, well, hey, we need to take this guy instead just in case, because there's no guarantee once they get out of the draft who they can go sign. But
simple analogy, don't go to the grocery store while you're hungry, man.
The
Cowboys about to grab a whole bunch of stuff, man. I need some chips. I need bro, what are you grabbing? Like, you're not gonna
Yes, Bob. There's no way Debo's gonna be a Cowboy. Zero.
Listen,
Mary, we have hit this game we used to do, Mary, back with Spoonie and everything. Remember, it was the Jamal Adams times, different things. And what was you put a percentage up here for us? What's the percentage of Debo? Let's bring that back from a couple years ago.
0.00%.
There it is.
Not even a 0.01, just 0.
Y'all lucky she didn't give y'all this number like she used to do.
Right.
When was going to get a little reckless, she's like,
have
no,
to pay Debo
0.
Also, the simple fact that the Cowboys wouldn't know what to do with Debo if it hit him in the face. So it's just like, and Debo is not a quiet personality neither. So now,
tell me, Mendoza #Rob is suspended. I don't ever want to.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Route 19's in the building.
P.O. had put me under his wing. I would never, ever,
I mean, hey guys, Debo's agent's Lamb's agent. I mean, the number 19 is vacated here in Dallas currently.
Yeah.
So Mendoza, just so you know, the routes got canceled indefinitely because anytime Spoonie does that, it's automatically not going to happen. So he's jinxing us. So it's like last year where Nix and Tuck decided to tell the whole world how good Pitts was. And then other teams are like, oh, maybe we should check out this tight end.
Look, we
Maybe
just
we
got
should
kind
look
of
at this
slow.
tight
We
end
just got
again.
of straight.
I know, man. Because damn it, like every time we start saying something, Twitter starts talking. Like we were talking earlier in the chat, man. Like, damn, Danny Grace is flying up the board all of a sudden. Like, can't say nothing anymore, man.
Nah, I know it.
Like,
Yeah.
Smoke season should be
boosted
to the
Sky
community
Moore all
as
the
well.
way up into the first round, and
It's tragic. It's tragic stuff.
Listen, for now
I feel like the other teams like they don't even know what they want. They sit back and see what Cowboys fans are talking about. Like, oh, Sky Moore, yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, he's someone visit, man. The Cowboys want him. He must be good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are.
So
I feel like they're sitting in
with
the
the
rooms
player.
too, dropping like exact quotes. They're like, "Watch this play." Sky Moore puts him in a blender or spin cycle or whatever. Tuck said straight on
Mark.
the video,
Yeah, I mean, Tuck, you got the McBride train.
Well, I mean, I'm the put Stephen Jones on the railroad tracks train. That's where I mean.
I'll jump on that one. I'll jump on that train.
We got some issues to burn first, and I can't even get a boiling train. And that's the hard part. There really hasn't been nothing for Cowboys fans to get excited about. I mean, we kind of went from the high of Dan Quinn coming back. Okay, Dan Quinn's back. Let's do it. Then we had to fight a little bit, got a little J-Ron curse, man. But this has kind of been blah. And I've been seeing a few mock drafts, man. And if it happens to go that way, man, we're gonna be sick out there.
There's a propensity for and look, and if this happens, here's the train. If this is a train wreck of a draft, it's all Maddo's fault. He put it in the chat. He's the one that said it. He said, I tell y'all what, guys, the way this offseason's been, this feels like a Taco Charlton draft to me.
It does.
So he put it out there. He put it out there.
It's gonna be like Bernard Raymond or something that we're all just gonna be like, yeah. Let's try to justify this pick.
Hey, y'all ready to go, man? I'm gonna give y'all this. Hey, y'all ready to go?
The signal. Give me the signal.
Hey.
Here's the train, but Mark, my train would be if Jordan Davis can make it to 24. That's my train. Jordan Davis is the train that I'm on. Look, if he makes it to 24, I really don't know if the Cowboys will take him or not, but that's my train for
They
this
have
year.
to be crazy, right?
I mean, you would think, but I could get, but as I get you to think Gucci about Jordan Davis and Peavy in round 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
This should be the draft though. If you look at any of the mocks, and keep in mind, mocks are not realistic. A lot of things happen. Teams value players differently than we do. There's trades. A lot of stuff happens. There should be a pretty decent haul of players falling to us, but without that running quarterback,
Penn State.
Yeah, without that running quarterback, we're going to end up with a guy that falls in our lap, and the Cowboys are going to say, "There's a better quality player, but I'm taking this guy because of a need." And that's where you go the wrong route. That's how you miss on players. That's how you end up with a guy that you don't need to take because you're trying to say, "We handcuffed ourselves."
Dominic, thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Dominic knows someone I can trust. This has
wrong, Dom.
Jelani Woods has the biggest gas I've ever seen a player get.
That's not true.
He has the biggest gas, and Wildemeyer has the biggest drop I ever seen. Like they just swap. Like it's been crazy. He had the biggest fall off, but Jelani Woods has the biggest gas, man. And
it'll be interesting to see if that's real though. So like we see smoke goes both ways, right? We see these guys get pumped up the board that everyone like last year, for instance. Darius Washington was the safety. A lot of fans like. He's small, but he can do this, and he's Bob Sanders and all this stuff. Second round pick all day, undrafted. And then we see guys go the opposite route where the teams start looking at, well, he has these medical risk or off the field issues, or he said that one thing in third grade that we didn't like or whatever. Right. And they start falling. And then suddenly round 3, somebody snags him. You're like, I can't believe someone took him that early. When in reality, that's probably where he was going to go all along. We just start falling for what's fed to us.
Smoke screen season.
Well, and then too, like it's like somebody explain to me what Dean has done to basically go to the second round. I mean, by the time we got through everything, size is. I mean,
so if you didn't know, there's this 1 inch. There's this perfect height, and if you're 1 inch shorter than that, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how quick you process, how good your hands are, how strong or fast you are. If you're 1 inch too short, that's it. It's done.
You gotta tell me, man. I know.
Like, why we didn't get Asante Samuel Jr.?
Oh, she did it. Oh, boy.
He's 5'10" and a quarter. Nah, can't ride, little buddy. Can't ride.
Someone was gonna say it might as well be me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but But yeah, I mean, but even with that, I mean, even JOK wasn't having this kind of fall like last year. The only reason he ended up falling was because of the heart condition right before the draft. He never would have went where he went. Like Davis never would have went before him if not for the heart condition and what happened.
Well, another one last year was Marvin Wilson that a lot of people talked about. Me personally, I wasn't high on
the medical,
like,
right? The medicals just
medical
clear.
stuff. That's the one thing we don't have access to is those medicals, man. If they see something, aortic valve in his heart or something like that, he can.
But a lot of, and speaking of that too, a lot of and obviously the hot two guys for us at 24 for the Cowboys has been Zion or Kenyon Green. I mean, there's a lot of folks now that have Green going into the second round now.
Right.
And he's kind of on a little bit of a slide down. Here's we're getting closer to the draft. So, there's going to be a lot of smoke. Obviously, we're in the smoke season, but there's going to be a lot this last week leading up. But it's very funny to see like certain guys. Again, if like Davis isn't there and Dean's on the board, I'd take him and walk away, and I'll sleep very good. With Dean being the pick at 24 for us.
And it's a lot of smoke and not a lot of separation. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
There's not a clear cut. You know what?
Like,
at all the positions, the only clear cut guy who's the number one guy at their position is Linderbaum, center. Outside of that, there's not. And that's the craziest thing because I was talking with my guy at work today, and I'm like, that's really the thing because he was talking about the draft. He's a Vikings fan. They were just going back and forth. I was like, I can see Stingley going to y'all. It kind of makes sense. But just in general, it's like there's not like you pick a position. There's just not that clear cut. Hey, can't miss. This is him. Because the guy right behind you.
That's how last year was.
Do that.
Yeah, last year you can go on auto draft in the first 12 and you've been good. But like right now, it's just like, I don't know. What scares me? What scares me?
Can
you pull up Chris K's comment?
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, you should be able to pull it up. Can you not pull it up?
I can't pull it up.
What?
I don't have the source. Yeah. So yes, 100% you're right. I'm just saying that's the comment that people are saying on why Dean's gonna fall because he's 5'11" and not 6 foot, and apparently that 1 inch difference is game changing in the NFL.
You can't see, man.
Yeah.
Magically.
But yeah, like Deion Jones, they're very similar size, and same with the Seattle Seahawks mold. Like that, he likes those guys that are 6 foot to 6'2" and 225, but have sideline to sideline speed. So yeah, you're not wrong.
Right. Yeah. Well. Here's the thing. We know PFF updated. New rankings. Do we need to possibly see what one looks like now?
Let's get it.
Let's
do it. Let's do it draft style where we set a timer.
Oh, okay.
So how long is the clock? Is it 5 minutes? 5 minutes on the clock?
No, first round you got 15.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
10. I'm sorry, 10.
First
round's 10.
10, right?
First round's 10. There used to be 15. It's 10. I'm old. I've watched a lot of drafts. Okay, I'll be forgetting. And then after that, it's like down to like 5 minutes or whatever.
All right, let's do it.
Keep in mind too, our pick is in like 2 minutes into that, but we're not going to announce it for 8 minutes because that's what the broadcast.
Because
we're picking up the phone. Might need to try.
You got Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson had to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
What's up, Stevie Mac? By the way,
let's do it.
And Daryl, what's up, Daryl?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's good?
I don't know if you guys know. Daryl mentioned he is in a drawing contest where he potentially may be able to announce one of the Cowboys draft picks. So if you guys are into prayers, so Daryl wins that. If you're not, send him good thoughts, and maybe he will be the guy to announce one of our picks.
And Daryl, if you get up there, you better represent, bro.
Man, you ain't got to worry. Man, you got to worry about that.
Don't cut me off, man.
Yeah, no, they're gonna cut him off. They're gonna cut him off. Believe that. But he's gonna represent. You already know what that is.
I'm gonna run the stage with Daryl like Kanye, man.
Yeah.
Even Jones does not care about Cowboys fans.
For real.
All right. So
I couldn't do that because I look at the card and I would change the pick. I'd be like,
are you pulling it up or am I pulling? You gonna pull it up and I'll throw it on there?
Let me see. Let me pull it up here. We're doing PFF.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Now here's the thing. We got a little like we did a trade down and a trade up last time, guys. You want to stick and pick this time?
Let's stick and pick.
Let's stick and pick.
Let's stick and pick. We did some trade downs, some trade ups. But let's stick and pick on this one.
Let's do that.
Let's get nasty. How's it go, Tuck? Mr. Nasty time. Let's get
Mr.
nasty.
Nasty.
Mr.
Hey,
Nasty
and when I
time.
did Mr. Nasty time, man, we gotta get Pete Carroll on the phone, man. We gotta get Pete Carroll on the phone.
Let's make some
Hey,
moves.
listen, man.
Let's show Stephen
out of Earl
Jones how we do it.
Thomas, Jamal Adams. Like, what more do you want from us? Just give me the pick, man. Just give me the pick. Just give me that 40. You don't need 40 and 41. That's gonna be
What am I
greedy.
doing? I got to find the right.
You just give me the
There it is. Okay.
Just give me
All
the
right,
cue for the
okay,
ringtone.
All right. Man, I'm trying to figure out because I had that one last time. I was going across the bottom of the screen. Lovely, but it ain't. It's like, nah, fam.
You probably gotta hide the comment.
You know what? You right.
Mhm.
Look at
There
that.
you
Look
go.
at God.
There you go.
Look at God.
Hey, that's what happened when we collaborate.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
I
like,
can
hold
see
on,
now.
man.
Okay, there we go.
Why is that
I
pushing?
can see.
I wonder what else I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take that ticker off. Take that ticker. Well, that didn't really do much. Man, never mind. All right.
So chat, we need your help. We need your help because we have the executives in the war room, but we have a team of scouts that helped us build this board. So we need you guys to come through and help us out, talk us off the ledge, or be the decision maker if we have a guy that we are kind of stuck
Or
with.
talk us off the ledge and make
I
us
showed
jump.
this last night on Salute to my guy DMV, man. I got all my notes here. I'm digital now. Salute to the UK Cowboys.
Yeah,
Got
look
my
at
list,
it.
my notes. We ready, man. I'm ready. I'm locked in.
I'm
Let's
old
go.
school.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Well, shoot, last year, man, I had notebooks and
Yeah, I'm still analog. Spoonie already knows. Spoonie, you already know. I got a book somewhere right now.
I had 5 notebooks with Kyle
What a
Pitts
toilet
written on
paper.
them.
You know, here's what I know. If I physically write it, I retain it more than if I just type it. I don't know.
Yeah, I do too. I still do that with my work. At work, I'll write shit down.
Yeah,
I'll lose it, man. I'll lose it. So now it's like if I do it on my phone, it goes to my iPad. From my iPad, it goes to my phone.
He's like, look, okay, well, look at you. You're in the cloud.
Yeah.
Digital. Ain't everybody got these 2K cameras.
So King Shadow made a good point. He said, just do 6 rounds since we don't have a 7th, because that way we don't have to watch it simulated.
No, let's do 7, man. We're gonna do 7.
We don't have a 7th round though, so there's no reason to watch.
We're gonna do 7, man. We gotta do 7, man. Gotta do 7, man. Gotta do 7, man.
Don't give us something to recap while we talking about his run. It ain't gonna be that long.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be a long.
It ain't gonna be that long. It ain't gonna take that long.
All right, we're ready.
All right, hit that.
Remember,
hit
no
that
trading
music,
back,
hit
no
that
trading
music
up.
again. Hit that music again.
Defaults, no trades, no nothing.
No trades. We're gonna stick and pick. We're gonna stick and pick. Where's that draft? Where's that draft noise? I need it again. Where's it at? All right.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Oh, that's fast.
Had our guys there.
Oh, look at there.
Lock it in.
Look at there.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
There's your guy. There's your guy.
That's not my guy. Let's be clear. I'm not pushing that train.
There's your guy.
All right, so we got Raymond, your tackle and tight end, Sky Moore, who we didn't pumped up all the way up to number 22 ranking.
Yeah.
Luke's a Star Gang, CFO Gang. Zion Johnson, Tyler Smith out of Tulsa. I know my guy Dom was high on him.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis.
Yep.
Travis
Pickens.
Jones. Pickens is starting to be a hot topic. Kyer Elam.
Whoa.
Jermaine Johnson.
Whoa.
Oh wow! How did he get down there? I feel like he should be higher, right?
We did their board, so we're seeing a lot of movement. It's based on the community draft board. So.
Yeah, David.
Wow.
Jermaine Johnson.
So for those that don't draft all the time like we do, George Pickens was like 59 or 58 or something before, and now he's in the top 20. Sky Moore was in the 38, 40 range. He's 22nd on their board, so we're seeing a lot of change with that.
Man.
I mean, you got Kenyon Green dropping in 39. You got
if I don't know if Johnson's on the board. If Johnson's on the board, there's no way they're going to walk away from that, right?
Man,
I'm saying either Pickens or trade back in a couple of spots to get an extra.
I said this last night on DMV show, man. Like Dan Quinn would love to have Jermaine Johnson. Like you get that mold of clay right there with Jermaine Johnson, hard worker. Him and Micah are going to be tied to Dan Quinn's hip, man. I would take Jermaine Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If this situation happens, we're out there in Vegas and we pass on it, I am gone, man. Deuces, I'm out. Margarita, I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm done. Deuces. I'm out.
I mean, he said we can never have enough pass rushers. I mean, we know he lies, but it's true. Yeah. I agree. You can never have enough.
That way,
Yeah, or with us on the bottom, but it's just easier to see the mock like that.
Gotcha. There you go. Boom.
Listen, I tell you this: if we draft Jermaine Johnson, finally a seminal.
Hold on though. Pick and Pop said. Pick and Pop said Taco 2.0.
Whatever, I'll take it. This was y'all gonna get me all excited again, man. Trying to ruin.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like, for me, when I look at the board and how it lays here, right?
Jermaine Johnson skips past us.
The three for me is, and I'm thinking in the realm of the Cowboys is where I'm at here. I'm thinking it's Zion Johnson, Pickens, or Jermaine. I just think that's, when I look at the lay of the land here, not per se saying I would go that route, but when I look at that, that's where it is. I think if Jermaine Johnson is there, I don't know if he shouldn't be there technically, right?
Are you
talking about the
Kenyon?
BPA? Huh?
Are you out on Kenyon?
I like Kenyon personally. I like Kenyon more than Zion Johnson, but I'm just going on the overall.
Yeah, PFS gonna give you like a D, and then everyone's like, you got a horrible job.
Hey, man, y'all can't say Johnson. There's two Johnsons on the board. Everyone's going like, you're just doing Johnson. You got to say Jermaine or Zion. Yeah. You can't just say Johnson here.
Can we be real though? Like, so I agree. Those are the top three that I would consider, and I think the Cowboys would consider. But at the same time, I don't think they would walk away from Raymond right there. That's the player I'm afraid they're going to take. I feel like they would say, tackle is a major area of concern, whether Cowboys fans want to admit it or not. We have Tyron, who's probably not going to play too much longer, and you have Steele, who, played much better last year, but you have no depth at all at tackle position, and that's the harder position to draft over guard. I don't think they would walk away from Raymond there. I'm not saying that's what I would take, because it's definitely not. But
I was trying to ruin our Vegas trip already, man. You need to stay.
I'll say I think it would be Jermaine Johnson.
Time's ticking. My vote, Jermaine Johnson.
Hit the music. Hit the music, Spoon. With the 24th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select defensive end from Florida State, Jermaine Johnson.
I can't believe it. I know I was at the pro shop, but I lied.
Put it on the board.
Right at the pro shop, man.
For those that wanted Zion, we're sorry. We're sorry.
Haley, I'm just being honest. That's the way I think the Cowboys will draft. I think it's different than the way
we're going to be washed at 56, though. Watch. Wide receivers going to be washed. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, we got. I mean,
Jalen
Tolbert.
Oh,
which I wouldn't mind.
I see somebody else there.
I mean, we got.
There's some guards now too.
I mean, talk to me, Nick. Talk to him.
Okay. All right. So here's the theory from me: is this when we talk about the Cowboys and we talk about positional stuff, right? We talk about 12 personnel. We talk about when the Cowboys cooked and Kellen Moore was in his bag, right? And this offense was doing what it was supposed to be doing, was in 12 personnel. Okay. We do not have that currently on this roster. You have a tagged, tight end in Schultz, but you don't have the Jarwin or anybody else on that other side. Look at their official 30 visits. How many were tight ends?
About 4.
Okay. What is
more than any other position? Yeah.
More than any other position. Whenever they're not talking or asking those questions to the brass about certain positions and stuff like that, there's a reason why. I'm cautioned, Cowboys Nation, that if the first round pick, maybe in a trade back scenario, but if the first round pick was tight end, it would not surprise me. I'm just saying, it makes a ton of sense for how they like to team build. They want Kellen Moore to be great. They want the offense to click back and do what it does. I'm just telling you, if they took tight end at 24 or here at 56, it's not going to surprise me by any stretch of imagination. What is he? Extension of the offensive line. Wide receiver.
He's going to take those things. Hit the button, Spoon.
I mean, I'm just telling you.
I feel it.
I'm just telling you.
Are we going McBride here? Are we doing this?
I don't know. I'm just saying if he's on the and again, and I don't hate McBride. My idea with Woods was always I could get him later and feel good about it.
Well, I mean,
Now
honestly,
that I
since
have
I've done it this morning, I know who's going to be there later, so I can sit on tight end. But actually, man, if we take Jermaine Johnson, then take Trey McBride, man, y'all might not find me and get out in Vegas, man. I'm out. I'm out somewhere, man. I'm on top of the building. I'm on top of the Bellagio, man.
but you do have a linebacker there in Troy
Anderson, right? So
you do have Jalen Tolbert there for what it's worth.
We have to at least look at the guards. I'm not saying that you have to take
guards.
one here, but we have to at least look at them.
Yeah, facts.
Parham.
So you have Parham, who's a guard center.
Right.
Cole Strange, Cam Jurgens, who was one of our top 30 visits.
Right.
Marquise Hayes, Luke Fortner.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know there's this question going around about Parham, like he's only a right guard. He can play left guard as well. So if it's me, well, not if it's the Cowboys, I think it comes down between Anderson, Tolbert.
Yeah, you got to look at the tackles too, because they have guards listed at tackle because of their college position.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where's the swing? You have Salyer. You have Zach Tom, Darren Kennard. I think you can wait on this.
There's enough there to wait.
Yeah.
But now it goes, do you go wide receiver tight end here?
Let's look at the wide receivers. So we have Jalen Tolbert. We know who else is available.
Yeah, who else is there?
Mechie, Phillips, Calvin Austin. We're pretty good at wide receiver too.
Gray's still there.
Pierce
has got some things to him. Oh, Boise down there.
How about this?
Go to tight end real quick.
How about trading back a little bit?
No.
We're not trading.
We're sticking and picking.
Sticking, yeah.
Sticking and picking. Okay.
Tight end. See, this is why I'm cool on tight end because they dropped tight ends.
Yeah, tight ends.
So they did. So
they can wait
go to linebacker. Go to linebacker.
He's number 60.
Go to linebacker. Yeah, let's.
This. Oh wait. Linebacker falls off. Wide receiver and linebacker is going to fall off here.
Yeah, Chad Muma's available. Christian Harris. Like I think this is where you take linebacker because tight end's pretty deep still. Right. I think if you don't take a linebacker now, you're not getting a starting quality linebacker. You're getting a guy who can come in and play.
Keeps going down.
So the question comes down: which one can you afford to get wiped out first? Because you're going to get wiped out at wide receiver and linebacker here.
Scroll down just a little bit more on linebacker for me. Just a little bit. Scroll down a little bit further on linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay, Beavers is there. Okay. All right.
JoJo, there's still good linebackers later on.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's where you want to be at. Yeah. It's just where you want to be at this point. Do you want to go? Do you want to take the linebacker or the wide receiver? I think, and again, when we talk about Parsons, we're talking about LVE, we're talking about Cox, and they brought back Luke Gifford. How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Because either way, if you're taking here's the thing: if you're taking wide receiver linebacker here, then you're going to have if McBride's on the board at 88, then that's the pick. But is McBride going to be the board at 88?
No, absolutely not. McBride is out of there. Like, right. As soon as you click this button.
So do you value any of those other guys more than McBride at 56? That's the question.
Me? Absolutely not.
I'd say risk it.
I think the difference between McBride and the other tight ends is not as deep as the difference in the linebackers we have now in the next round will be.
Okay,
it's just my 2 cents.
So where you want to go?
There's a lot of tight ends that I still feel good about. I would go wide receiver.
I would go wide receiver
here.
Pick one or the
other. But then again, to be fair, if we're taking that, we have to go guard at some point.
Yeah.
So we can't. Basically, we need to decide: are we taking a receiver and we'll lump that as wide receiver, tight end, or are we going offensive line or linebacker? Let's decide between that, and then we'll pick our players.
I'm at linebacker here. I'm doing Chad Muma here.
All right. I like Chenal, Troy, or Muma. Muma would be my pick out of the 3.
I'm thinking wide receiver. Or risk it with the McBride. I'm feeling with BJ saying.
This is what happens when you go into the draft with too many holes. It's
got all these holes.
All these holes. We just in the grocery store.
And then Jermaine Johnson just happened to land there. Yeah. So now we push it on down.
I'm so extremely uncomfortable with Gallup. I know he's gonna miss at least till Thanksgiving in my head, at least. So, like, I feel like you have to take a wide receiver on day 1 or day 2. Honestly.
I just think right now at 56, you don't worry as much about the whole. Just take the best player that makes sense to the team, right? So, like, is Chad Muma the best player on the board?
No.
Probably not. Is Trey McBride the best player on the board? Maybe, actually. Is Jalen Tolbert the best player on the board? No.
Right.
So that's what we probably should say. McBride probably should be the pick. In reality.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Then.
I say do it. Listen, I say do it.
Where you at, Knicks? You McBride? You ain't got to sway me.
I'm McBride or guard.
Let's go McBride. Let's go McBride.
McBride or guard for me.
Hit the button, Spoon.
Hit
the button. Hey man, I'm margarita it up, man.
Hit it, Spoon.
We're going streaky.
This is Spoon's kind of party right here. I'm telling you right now. Go ahead, Spoon. Hit the button.
And with the 50,
you know what?
Actually, this was from my guy Daryl, man. And with the 56th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Trey McBride out of Colorado State. I'm done.
And why that was a great pick. We like
done.
12 personnel. Dak was his best in 12 personnel. And if you have a tight end like McBride, you don't necessarily need 3 wide receivers on the field because you're going to play 12 personnel. And he can play in the slot. So again, he fills 2 holes.
Well.
He fills 2 holes.
Well.
That's what I just said.
I'm just bringing it back home.
All right, here we go. We're at 88. You're at 88.
All right, check out tackles. I'm looking for Sean Ryan.
Yeah, he's right there. I saw him.
All right, that's my pick. I'm good.
Sean Ryan.
You guys pick who you want.
Sean Ryan, and let's see here.
Sean Ryan's a tackle who can play guard. He's 6'5", good size, really good in run protection. Yeah. I would love him. He's my pick. It's a slam dunk right here. You guys pick who you like, though. That's my pick.
That's what
I'm with you.
I'm cool with that.
See. Now Matt nailed it. Dadgummit.
Forget about that Knicks guy. It's the right side of the screen. That's the guy you're looking
at. Sean Ryan's a pick.
What was that guard though? I know.
Sean Ryan's a guard.
I'm just saying what they have listed. I'm just looking.
It's Marquise Hayes.
Okay, all right. Come on.
We good?
Sean Ryan,
lock it in.
Yeah, play the music.
You got to do it here.
Go ahead.
Now, Danny Gray in the 4th.
Hold on, man. Can we get this one announced first there? Professor, that was your pick, so go ahead.
My bad.
88.
Yeah, with the 80th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Sean Ryan, tackle, UCLA, but he's a guard.
But he's a guard, though.
Yeah.
He's a guard, though.
You guys are
Well, we need both.
So much for that idea, I told you, man. Danny Gray is no longer a slouch, man. He's no longer a fifth round guy.
Just what is that wide receiver, real quick though? Just
Eric, easy
Eric,
E, he's gonna be later. Kyle
scroll up a little bit.
Tyquan Thornton, Julius Jones.
Yeah.
I like Javon right there. So Javon's a guy you can take later. Charleston Rambo's a guy that we brought in for the Dallas Day visit.
Right.
I feel pretty decent with the guys at wide receiver still.
What about linebackers? Is it linebacker time, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Could be,
depending.
So you have JoJo Dalman, Malcolm Rodriguez, Micah McFadden, Mike Rose.
McFadden's not right there.
Marco
I like
Jackson.
Jack Sanborn's good.
How about corner?
What about D tackle?
How about corner too? Because we know we're gonna have
too soon to get with the big sexy D tackles.
Yeah, I think it's a little too soon.
Yeah.
Although Neil Farrell would be a slam dunk right here, but there's a lot of good tackles later, so I'm good with passing it.
Okay, all right.
So we're looking at linebacker.
No corners.
Dane Belton.
We can take a look at corner. I don't think they're
Kobe
going to
Bryant. That's later.
Yeah.
Dylan Watson, Keith Evans, Bossman 2.0.
I like Neil Farrell. I know I said I like the defense better, but looking at the board, I think he's my pick. I like Kyle Phillips and Neil Farrell. Those are my top 2 right now.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Scroll down a little bit. On the
so for those that don't know, Neil Farrell is a former defensive end converted to a one tech.
Keep going
and he
for
still
me.
has his
There's my boy. There's my boy Peavy. Okay, hey, it's fine. I like my boy Peavy, but no, I'm
I do
good
like
with
Kyle
Farrell
Phillips
here.
Too, though.
But I'm good with Farrell here.
I would go with Farrell.
Let me ask you this, though. So the reason I think we should pass on Kyle Phillips, though, is if you look at the board later on, there's a lot of burners available at receiver, and I think a lot of us agree that's really what we need. Kyle Phillips is not what we need. He's more of what we have. So
that's what they like, though.
That is what they like. That's their type.
I mean,
right,
for what it's worth. So Farrell here, then Webb, and then, but I mean, wide receiver later. I mean, to me, it feels like Farrell's the right kind of pick, but I mean, are we sure we want to go and pass a wide receiver right here, right now?
I need Mary or Spoonie to pick. You guys pick. I'm good with whatever you guys pick. I trust you guys.
I think the Cowboys would go wide receiver here, man, because they'll be itching.
I think they would do that, yeah.
Right.
You're probably right.
But
they've been gone this long, they can't help themselves.
But who do you reach? But who do you reach for? Because, like you said, Kyle Phillips isn't it. So if you're coming down and get your burners, coming down.
I'll be honest. I don't like. I mean, I get it, but we have to really lean into the McBride pick. Is where you went McBride.
That's the wide receiver,
right? So it's like,
what's the best overall player left?
Clear the board and see what it is. Yeah, just exit and see where we're.
So Phillips is like right at 6 foot, 190 and 4'5'8". So he's their type. He's just a little bit shorter than what they go for. But again, I don't think he's the best player available. Although I think they would probably want to go just go get the defensive end, man. Right. Kelly had enough toys, man. Plus, we're getting Deebo Samuel anyway, so we
don't you start.
Don't do that. They're gonna flip that, bro. They're gonna flip that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get us out here in these streets.
Let's go, Farrell.
Corner.
Hit it, Spoon. Oh, right. you want you take the corner over Farrell? Spoon, you take the corner over Farrell?
I like Kobe Bryant. I really do.
I do, but it's just like, where's he going to play though, man? Anthony Brown's not going nowhere.
The situation right now in Dallas scares me at corner right now. I understand the pick. We need edge rushers.
He's not an edge rusher. He's going to be your one tech.
He's
a former defensive end who bulked up and now he's playing one tech.
Go with Farrell.
We go with the pick then.
Farrell.
All right.
And with the 129th pick in the 2022 NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Neil Farrell Jr. out of LSU.
Big boy. Big ball.
So body. Mendoza, Chris, and Dom came in late with the Kobe Bryant love. You guys should have done that before we were like at the stage. We already had our card written up, ready to go.
Maybe he's still there.
Maybe he is.
Maybe
so.
He is.
Josh Izuda from
maybe he's not.
Is still available.
Maybe he's down. Where'd he go?
He goes so fast. He went 134 to San Francisco.
I'm just saying, George Pickens worked him in a bowl game. George Pickens, obviously, we all talk highly about him, but Kobe had no chance against him.
Right.
Okay.
Safeties.
So, my guy from Baylor there.
Who would
might be a little early. Is it a little early for him though?
No, it's right on. Yeah, he's 154 on their board. We're 155.
I like JT.
Woods. So look at Woods and wide receiver.
Easy E time.
See, Easy E is tricky because I know that he was a visit. Wasn't he a visit? Yeah.
No, he was the Dallas State visit. Yeah.
Dallas State visit.
Which we almost always take at least one Dallas State player. Almost
like
every
I said, he was Vasher's partner in crime last year, man. Tyson Anderson safety. Marquise Spill was a visit as well, but I don't think he reached that early.
I would take the safety out of Baylor, JT. I like Woods. I think there's a lot to his game that can develop here.
So, Nick, tell us, for people who don't know about JT Woods, what do you like about him that's different from our safety room?
Yeah, well, it's not so much as different. I mean, he's not your Javon Curse. He's not your Jaron Curse kind of guy. He's more of going to be your center fielder, rangy. He has a little bit more of the top end speed than what Curse is. Not the big body down in the box guy. And that's something I think that we need here because Wilson's kind of more the tweener guy, really in the box, and then you just kind of have Hooker back there. So he gives you some depth behind Hooker, and you can bring him in here and let him learn the system and kind of go that way. Now, I'm not saying that he can become Earl Thomas in the DQ system.
Dom just sold
he can cover. He's a sideline to sideline guy. He angles things that you want from your free safety, he has. And as Dom just said, he signed light. He ain't going to hit you as hard as Sign, but how Sign covers ground, he does the same kind of things.
Yeah, Lewis Cine. So my favorite thing about Lewis Cine, aside from that he'll just wreck your ball carrier, he has elite closing speed. So the time you catch the ball and he closes the gap is elite. That's what I like about Cine so much. He's going to go probably 25 to 40 in the draft, so you're not looking at him as a Cowboys prospect, but JT Woods gives you a lot of that same thing that you like about him. And again, not having TZ back. And keep in mind, we use Curse quite a bit in that big nickel role. So a lot of times you're going to see Curse close to the line of scrimmage. You'll see Hooker really more in a strong safety role.
Right. And JT Woods can kind of play like
be your deep safety, and now that allows you to have Hooker.
He can play a little slot too as well.
Right.
So I like Tyson Anderson, but I feel like we already have that in house. So I feel like Woods would be the difference. So yeah, I would lean towards JT Woods here. I just feel like Oben's saying, for our burner guys, we can kind of wait maybe another pick or two, kind of get your burner guys. So I would go with JT Woods.
Let's do it.
Lock it in, Knicks.
Lock it in. Put him on the board. Spoonie went black. And you got.
There you go.
I was about to hum it for you.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey man, they're killing us in the chat about wide receiver.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You better take a wide receiver, so I want to hear people's mouth. Oh, yeah,
we're
receiver. Like, fine. Here. Go eat.
Yeah, Eric Easy. I'm good.
Yeah. We're gonna take Easy E.
Yeah. I'm good.
I mean, he's not really the burner, is he?
No, he's just a big another.
Nobody fits their style though. He's their guy.
Right.
Like he's
just don't give him 25.
Just another pair of shoes that we already have in the closet, just a different color.
Yeah.
Just don't give him 25, okay?
I mean, they did. I mean, but for what it's worth, there's a 30 visit still on the board.
I mean, do we also look at running back here too, though?
Hey, man.
That's a good one.
I mean, once again, I'm 10 toes down on getting White here. Personally,
who's the 30 visit on the board? Maybe what position? Maybe I missed
wide receiver. Rambo, right?
Yeah.
No, he was a Dallas Day. Dallas Day.
Oh, I mean, either way, I mean, he was a visit. So
right.
You're right.
How was he a Dallas Day visit from the? How was he a Dallas Day visit from the U?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's from where you're from.
If you're from,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
From Dallas,
yeah. Very.
So we have 2 Dallas Day visits on the board at wide receiver. So I think that makes sense. Let's take a wide receiver.
So Easy E. I mean, it's the same.
Wait, who was the other Dallas Day visit?
Charleston Rambo from the U.
I mean, we got a Florida State guy. But I think it's a reach for Rambo though.
Yeah,
I think Tyquan Thornton's gone though, right? Like he's not on the board.
Been gone.
Yeah,
he's gone. Okay.
Thornton's gone. Yeah, I mean, pull the trigger on Easy. I mean,
man. We Nolan up, man. Zakondre White, man. He can play linebacker too.
Sorry, he's from U.S. South Carolina. It's okay. He's not really Florida State affiliate.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Let's get a wide receiver, man. From getting roasted because they mad, man.
Eric, I mean, he ain't the speed guy. We want speed, but they don't like speed. So Easy would be the pick here.
Let's go hit the button.
Yeah.
Bam.
See why I agree, but
See, Isaiah Likely just went at 170, so that's why I've been kind of waiting on Donnie because I love Isaiah Likely, man. I don't know why the hell PFF just dropped him like crazy. Now,
so our wide receiver, for those that don't know, you pronounce his name Izu, comma.
Easy.
Don't pronounce the N. Izu, comma.
Easy. Let's see. We could look at linebacker depth here. We have DeMarco Jackson still available.
Jack Sanborn.
Yeah.
Mike McFadden.
The linebacker is pretty good right now. Like, there's a lot of value at that position still.
There is.
Jeremiah Moon out of Florida.
Yeah.
So I'd probably wait on that.
Take a look at corner here.
So let's do linebacker.
What you got that corner?
Boss Man 2.0.
What you got that corner?
Micah, you got Bland.
Darian
Kendrick.
All right, UGA, tell me about Darian.
Boss Man 2.0, man.
So Darian's a transfer from Clemson. Played 1 year at Georgia.
He wasn't transferred because he got kicked out.
Okay, he transferred. He transferred from Clemson to Georgia, played 1 year, was a big part of our national championship run. He's a very he's not even average. He's a below average athlete. So you would have to protect him. So his role in the NFL is going to be your fifth corner who can play special teams. He's not starting caliber. Obviously, when you're looking in the fifth round, you're probably not looking for a lot of those guys. But in terms of like from an athletic profile, he's not it.
Right. He's a trouble. He's boss man without the athleticism.
And then the line, and speaking of linebacker Jackson, we know that Quinn has worked with him, right? So we know there's some ties that bond there at the linebacker position when it comes to Jackson.
So Josh Azudu, he's on the board right now at guard. He was a top 30 visit, actually, not a Dallas Day visit. So that's kind of interesting that he's on the board.
Let's see.
Double dip.
He played guard and tackle, so that's his position flex. He actually played 4 out of the 5 spots.
That's a possibility.
Want double dip? I like double dip. You want double dip?
If you go by the ranking, he's the BPA. He would be BPA of need unless you go with Josh Williams. But I think Azudu makes sense being a top 30 visit. So I think you go that route or you go linebacker. I think DeMarcus Jackson makes more sense because he's going to contribute right away. But those would be the two I would throw it down.
I like Micah McFadden. Where's he at, Micah McFadden?
He's here.
He's up there.
Nah, he ain't picked. Oh, you got number 178. Oh.
So I mean, you like him more than Jackson at linebacker?
Honestly, you can probably take both guys. You can probably take Jackson and then wait 2 picks and take.
I mean, because we're at one. Yeah, we're at 176. We got 178.
So, which linebacker you want, Spoonie? You want Jackson or you want McFadden?
I like McFadden personally. I just like him personally. That's just me. Like I said, where we go with, I'm good with.
But that's not really. You're not really selling me on him, Spoon.
Huh?
Why you like him? Tell me.
He's from Indiana. He plays the Mike position. Okay, he's very good against the run. His IQ is really off the chart with a lot of scouts about him. It will allow Michael Parsons to do what he loves to do, what they want him to do. I'm not comfortable with LVE on a 1 year deal. We need that future guy. Yeah. And if a guy like Michael McFadden, he's very vocal, love him. He's a team leader. That's my guy.
You think coverage skills? Where's he at? What do you think?
Coverage skills pretty decent. He always has room to get better. And with Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator, I trust he will. I'm not going to say he could be the next Bobby Wagner, but he'll definitely be
he's a downhill guy. He's
6'1", 230, 234, 4'6" guy like that. That fits the DQ size profile.
So we can probably go.
Brugler has him above
has him and then turn around and get McFadden.
Let's go McFadden.
We could probably get Josh here.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, reverse it. I'm with it. Yeah, go ahead. Double dip and then go back. Okay.
We get sniped.
Don't get sniped.
All right.
Oh, we got sniped. Oh no, there it is. There it is.
All right, boom. Turn around.
So do we take a kicker? No, that's the answer. Good job, McFadden. Good draft, folks.
Now we take a kicker.
Kick.
All right, let's look at kicker.
Get kicker?
Let's look at kicker.
Oh, he's still there.
Let's look at kicker. Super Bowl teams, the Bengals and the Rams both had a 5th round kicker. Although the Rams didn't draft theirs.
Jack's a sleeper, the kicker.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker.
2 yarders.
Purdy out of Iowa State. Skylar Thompson and backup quarterback.
Get these punters out of here, man. Tell me about Georgia's kicker.
He's not a kicker. He's a punter. So they have him listed as kicker because he also was a kickoff specialist. Okay. He's a punter. He had 0 career
get that special teams out of here.
0 career kicks. Or
you can't.
Field goals.
Can you not?
No.
But what else is up there?
We have quarterbacks up here.
No, Brock Purdy don't do it.
You know, running backs up here. Look at running backs either.
I think we should look at
Andre White is still there.
Here's the thing: we can get one. We can get one in priority free agent.
Same thing with the kicker.
Nah,
we already have a kicker.
Yeah.
Gotta get that kicker.
Let me ask you guys this: how many kickers were top 30 visits? 0. How many kickers were Dallas Day visits?
Here's the thing, though. They thought they were going to bring back Greg the Leg and got cute and got caught.
Right. Ain't that crazy?
Dallas Day, though.
Ain't that crazy?
There might not be none.
Even Greg the Leg was on to him like, nah.
Wait.
But
I mean, you have Andre White sitting right here. You have you're kind of your
you got
was KD drafted
Haskins. You have Easley. You have Snoop Connor. Like there's running backs.
Yeah.
Out of kicker,
Deontay Ingram.
I do like Ingram. I like Ingram and White, or as far as wide receivers go. Is there an ultimate speed guy here at running back or wide receiver that can be a weapon special teams wise on punt and kick return? Do we have something in that ilk on the board still?
Yeah, you can go with. I think Snoop Connor. I think he returned kicks, didn't he? Either Ely or Connor returned kicks.
So either guy you take there, especially a wide receiver, you're looking at Simi or TJ Vasher not making the team.
Right.
A guy for that reason, for that role. I'm
Right.
not saying that you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that's the reality of it.
No, that's fair. But I mean, again, if you got somebody to come in here, if you get a pick and get some kind of quality on, because I mean, Vasher's never going to return kicks.
Facts,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, just to be clear. So again, whether it's running back or wide receiver, you know, if there's a guy that can come in here and be that guy to give you something in the return game, would go a long ways, and inject some speed into this offense here late would go a long ways. Now, again, I'm okay with Ingram or White at running back and just kind of maybe getting ready for the eventual move on off of, you know, Zeke and possibly Pollard at that point. I would still be okay with a kicker. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know what they're going to go here and do. But again, Cameron Dicker, the kicker.
Oh my God, Jerome Ford too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
In the kickers, was Cade York drafted already? I didn't see his name when Tuck was scrolling his name down.
Let me see. Let me clear.
Can I ask too? Why are we not considering Brian Robinson? What do we not like about him?
A kicker.
Kicker right there.
Oh, well, he said
Cade York, LSU. Wow, he got drafted.
Yeah.
And Texas Tech kicker too. I forgot his name. Damn.
Okay. Well.
They
got a kicker. It's fine. Where are we going? What'd you say, Matt?
Yeah. Why are we not considering Brian Robinson if we're looking at running backs?
You know the stigma. For the most part, I mean, there's some of that, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe.
You know, but
he's pretty good though.
I'm not saying
I feel like no Cowboys fans ever mention him.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I guess you know they've done that here. Probably a reason are doing that is because they've done that here before with what's the guy we drafted from Bama a while back, and then he ended up going to Detroit and giving us a little bit of work. What the hell his name was? Big boy.
Big guy. Yeah. I can't remember his name.
You know, I don't know. Probably some of that.
Oh,
you know.
yeah. But he kicked our ass when he went to Detroit.
Yeah, we did Detroit, and gave us that work.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to make this because I did enough in preseason, but it didn't work out.
What's his name? It's going to irritate me now.
Bo Scarborough.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, you know. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, there's some of that. You know, but again, when I look at White in Ingram, I don't know. I think they fit what we do better at the end of the day. But I mean, I'm not saying I'd be completely against. I mean, here we are where we're picking, but I'm not against taking Robinson at this point. I do think the Cowboys are going to draft a running back. We talked about this before. So, I mean, you know, sure, whatever flavor ice cream you like.
Right. I mean, because like I said, personally, for me, I like Ford from Cincy, but you know, there's a whole bunch of running backs you can go with. Right.
But again, that's why I said here maybe you go BPA because you're probably going to have a great bevy of guys to pick from in the undrafted side. But if there's one guy that they're locked into, like, no, we didn't want to battle. We want to make sure we get him in-house. Then they should go for him. Absolutely. And that's any position. Here we are and where we're at this point.
Well,
I mean, well, here's the thing. I'm with you.
I mean, hell, the way we do things these days. I mean,
I know, but after the judge came back around and didn't dismiss, like he's going undrafted, brother. You know,
our clock is running down, guys. We.
Oh, Mary said, hey, wrap this up.
All right, Nick's your pick. Nick's your pick. Go ahead, Nick.
Tackle Zachary Thomas, San Diego State.
Okay.
I ain't mad at it.
Spoon.
Play the music.
Spoon. Oh, that's a pick. All right.
I don't know. I
would be okay with Zach Thomas. Build the offensive line.
Who's your pick?
Zachary Thomas, San Diego State. Tackle.
Tackle's valuable position.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that.
Yeah. There's plenty.
And again, I'm just going off of the fact of how many running backs are there. Get your pick.
Yeah.
You know, later on. It's fine. Do what you want. I'm sorry, Mendoza. Mendoza's gonna be like I stabbed him. I know. Yeah.
Hey man, we got our
That's your
goal,
Florida State
Mendoza.
guy,
We're
yeah.
good. We're good,
That's your
man.
Florida State guy.
Plus he left, so it's like he don't really count. All right, let's see.
So we got an A for our first pick. Nice
Hey,
job.
yeah.
guys.
Hey.
C
Oh.
plus, right?
I hate it.
Hey, we got it.
Hey.
Hey.
There you go.
Turn
There you
up.
go.
Last week PFF would have been like F, D minus,
Right.
D minus.
This week we're on
Wrong.
fire.
Oh,
Look at that A minus.
yes. A
Whack.
minus.
Oh yeah, look
Right.
at that. Yeah, that tackle at the very end, that A plus. Let's
That's
go.
what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's
All right, so starter wise, let's walk through it. So we have a
Okay.
day one starter, Jermaine Johnson, right?
Right.
Yeah, day one starter.
We have
Trey
McBride,
McBride.
whether he's
McBride.
day one starter or not, he's going to start a lot. He's
Yeah.
going to play a lot,
Yeah.
so that's a
Yeah.
starter.
I would
And then
create
Sean
another
Ryan, I
account
don't know
just
that Sean
for
Ryan is an
Blake
immediate
Draw.
starter, but I think he is. So.
Don't show
He's going to battle for a starting position for sure.
Yeah.
And Neil
Ryan.
Farrell, I think, has a pretty decent shot of starting at one side. I think you have 4
Yeah.
starters in this draft,
Yeah,
like
right.
day one starters.
Right.
And probably contributors heavily when you look at JT Woods and Micah McFadden as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know, so you've covered what needed, and of course, here's what happened here, right? We had Jermaine Johnson fall in our lap. We're like, look, yes, the wide receiver position, the offensive guard position, we know, but here's Jermaine Johnson. If Jermaine Johnson's on the board at 24, I just don't think there's a way they can pass on him. There has to be a plethora of other things happen, right? That fell to us where, oh no, we can't take him. So I mean, if Jermaine Johnson's on the board at 24, I think the Cowboys run up there and try to make up for their Randy Gregory mistake.
Right.
And then we were able, and at that point, because we wasn't trading, and they had the opportunity to do those things, but we just kind of stuck and picked, and we found a way to get through it and did it. I think this, honestly, I might like this draft more than the last one.
Oh yeah,
I like it
absolutely.
I do too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my dream draft, man. A dream draft. I'm good.
Lock it in. Don't do no more than just stop
I'm
right
done.
there.
We're done. Pencils down.
Mock
Like,
draft
we're out.
season's over. Pencils are down.
See, this is not my dream draft, though. I like this draft, but it's not my dream draft. We went all these picks without taking a single player from an historically good Georgia defense. Like,
Yeah,
if we're
it'll be
ever
all right.
going to take a player from Georgia, this is the year.
They'll be all right. We'll be
No.
all right.
We just
They'll be
don't.
all right. Hey, you.
Jermaine Johnson, I guess, is kind of a quasi Georgia
Yeah,
player
there you
because
go,
he played
man.
there in 2020.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
They go to Spirit.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up, man.
Yeah,
man.
that's right, Dom. I agree.
Yeah, hold on. But Dom says that. Yeah. Great point.
Yeah,
there.
they do rotate on
Rotating everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. It is.
And Neil Farrell, too, being a converted defensive end, he has that flexibility where he could bump over to 3-tech. He could bump out to
Which they
a
like
3-4 look
a
and be your 5-tech. Just free up a guy like Parsons or Tank to be more of an actual true pass rusher. So
Hey,
I think we did pretty good.
man,
Hey, thank
go
you.
ahead and tell Stephen to hire us.
I'm at
I
the
wanna
pro
ask you a
shop,
question.
man.
I
I'm at the
want
pro shop.
to ask you a question because we are a week away, pretty much a week away for the NFL draft. The excitement, the goosebumps, the bubble guts, it's gonna be all. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be drunk, lit up. It's gonna be nice. But I want y'all to give me the player that you want the Cowboys to draft if he lands, and who do you think the Cowboys gonna get because you feel that player's gonna be there.
Is this any round or
Are you
first round?
talking about 24?
At 24, a player that you hope falls there, and a player you feel is going to be there, and we're going to take that player.
I'll go. Jordan Davis is
my
the train
number
for
one.
me. I said it earlier.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis falls. I would look. I wanted Jordan Davis last year.
Right,
I was upset when he went back to school because I can get Jordan Davis in the second round, maybe third. Now he's a slam dunk first. Jordan Davis is the guy. I think it's going to be Zion Johnson. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I think it's going to be in Zion Johnson at 24.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been salivating over Jordan Davis like all college season. Like
Elevated.
Like those crawfish we were talking about on the space the other night for 9 hours. Y'all missed out on that 9-hour joint. Never mind though. Go ahead.
I've been like every time he was playing, like it's just crazy how he the impact he was making. I think a guy like that in the middle of the line would be amazing. But yeah, I think it's going to end up being one of the guards.
All right. Tuck.
For me, man, it's where I started with way back in December. Give me Nakobe Dean and Micah Parsons, man. Like
Yeah.
I want people to say Nakobe Dean is just too short by that little centimeter there, and Dan Quinn picks him up because I feel like with him, Cox and Parsons, man, that linebacker core will be nasty for the future, and then you can build off of that. But the pick that I think is going to be, I think it's going to be leaning towards Zion Johnson and Kenyon Green.
Yep.
Yeah. Professor O.
Okay. So the player I want it to be is Nakobe Dean because of the reasons you guys mentioned. I just think he fits what Dan Quinn likes at linebacker. He's taking a defense that already was very good last year and can intercept the ball, can force fumbles, has sideline to sideline speed, can rush the passer. He's kind of he's your do-it-all linebacker. He can do so much that you allow Parsons to be Weapon X and play wherever you want him to play. But in addition to that, you have another guy that you can play all over the place because he lined up at defensive end. He lined up at slot corner. He lined up at safety sometimes for Georgia. So you having two guys that are that versatile plus a Jaron Curse, you have three guys now on your defense that can impact all three levels of the defense because of what they're able to do. I think that would be by far the best pick if he's there. I think they're going to take a tackle. I don't think they're going to take a guard. I don't. Because I think one of the tackles is going to be on the board, and it'll be Penning or Raymond. One of the two will still be there most likely, and they will be the BPA, and Dallas will take them. They may try to move them to guard, but I think they will take a tackle at 24.
Way to go. Way to go.
That's my taco pick. That's what's going to happen. That's what I'm preparing for, so that when it doesn't happen, I'm like, oh, literally anybody but that better.
All right, Spoonie.
The way this offseason's went, that's what I think is going to happen.
Spoonie, who's the guy you want?
No mistake how much you guys know I love Stingley. I want Stingley.
Yeah.
Banging for 2 years. And,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
And I've been banging the poodle for him, too. And you know how the tag teams are with the safeties and corners, but we don't get what we want. But I feel that if Trayvon Brooks is there, the Cowboys are going to take him. That wide receiver.
Okay.
Was that who you want, though, or who you think they're going to
take? No, who I want is Stingley. I want Stingley, but I feel
Stingley and Brooks.
Yeah.
But I feel that
I'm much better with your duo than my duo, though. Like, I don't want Raymond. I just feel like they're going to be like, tackle's a big need. It's harder to find tackles. If you don't take a tackle in round one, you're probably not finding a starting caliber. Let's just take the guy.
I'll tell you this and what
I don't want them to do that, but
I'll tell you what I think. I think they don't go offensive line or defense. If they go wide receiver, I'm pretty sold the fact it'll be Pickens.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sold. I'm pretty sold on the fact that if they go wide receiver, it's going to be Pickens.
We celebrate. We are celebrating if it's Pickens.
I don't think it's gonna be Pickens.
If they go wide receiver, it'll be Pickens.
I don't see that.
He fits what they want.
It's a wrap.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think it fits. It fits the Band-Aid that the Cowboys fans would need. I think that would be the Band-Aid.
Big guy, catch radius, blocker, route runner. He's Noah Brown on steroids, basically.
That's 24.
Don't say that comparison. Say he's AJ Green. He's healthy young AJ Green.
But he's
Allen Robinson. Like he's one of those guys.
I'm just telling you.
Hey, Noah Brown. Like, okay,
he's Noah Brown on fucking steroids is what he is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Look, I feel like he does the things that they want. Because one of the things that wasn't really talked about when it came to Cooper as well, not a great blocking wide receiver. It just wasn't. So when you had to pull him off the field at times to get a quote-unquote blocking wide receiver, whatever the case may be, things happen. So again, I'm telling you, I think if they go wide receiver, not saying that they are, but I'm just saying I feel like if they're going to go wide receiver, I'm starting to believe it's going to be Pickens because he checks off the boxes.
Please tell me that. And again, he has that. Last year, the chat was dog. The Cowboys need a dog. The Cowboys need a dog. We do not have a dog on the offense.
They don't want them.
We don't. We do not.
Yeah, they don't want that guy. Though. Every time somebody happens to speak up, then all of a sudden
we didn't want that guy on the defense. Well, here's where I'm going with that though. We didn't want that guy on defense either until last year, and we saw that paradigm shift. So maybe the Cowboys say we saw that spark that having those guys on defense added. Maybe we need that on offense. Maybe you need somebody. I'm not saying he's a Dez or anybody like that, but you need a little bit more of that on the offense, and we don't have that. So that's why I like him. And again, he's super hyper competitive. He's the guy that on a run play is like, I don't care that it's going to the right side. I'm pancaking my defensive back just because I want him to know I'm here every play. Like, I like that. So I would love to hear our pick. I saw in the chat somebody said Jerry and Steven love Arkansas. I hear that all the time, but the last Arkansas player we drafted was Felix Jones, right?
It's been a while.
Players. I don't think that they would. I'm sure they would love to have an Arkansas guy. They just don't draft that. Like they just don't do it.
I'll tell you guys this on draft night. I'm gonna have a video cam ready for PO and Tuck and BJ. I have one ready because if they pick a Seminoles guy, a player like Jermaine Johnson or any other player, I'm putting the camera right there at Tuck. PO, if it's a Georgia player, let's keep it real. Georgia has been the shine for PO this year so far. Has been the shine, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean,
the camera is going on him.
It's going to be all what's going.
The camera is going on him. And listen, BJ, if for some reason we could get your guy, Jordan Davis. Yeah. That'll be a double video right there between you and PO.
I know I'm losing that, though. No, I feel like if he was on the board, they probably wouldn't take him any damn ways. That's where I'm at.
How could they pass up on that?
I don't know. We've been a part of the Fatty Brigade. I want him. But
he's too short.
Yeah, something dumb. But, I mean, I'm okay with N'Kobe Dean. Again, N'Kobe Dean's the right answer there as well, too. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, Bob. I mean, but then CeeDee was going to be there, and other guys are going to be there. And that's why we run these exercises, just because you don't know. Things happen on the draft. Teams are really dumb when they draft and things happen. So
especially with these quarterbacks getting this gas, this premium.
This is
one thing I love about draft season, though. So we get all these guys that you're told there's no way that they're there, and every year somebody falls. Like Jabril Cox last year, there's no way he makes it out of round 2. Round 4, just sitting there in our lap. Yeah. We're told Daryl, again, shout out to Daryl, love him, but he said they're taking Treylon Burks. We don't know that. Like, what makes you think out of the receivers they brought in, he's the guy out of that list they want the most?
Right.
We don't know that. What does he fit in our offense that the other guys don't do that makes him a slam dunk? There's just not that. There's no definitive guy at 24. Where even like offensive guard, Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson, we all have assumptions where we think they're going to go, but none of us know for sure. They're definitely taking Zion over Kenyon or Kenyon over Zion. We just don't know that. We don't even know that Tyler Linderbaum's not an option. Just because they didn't bring him for top 30 doesn't mean they may not say we didn't think he'd be there. So now that he is, so let's just see how it goes. But don't get locked in on position and players. Fans do that all the time. Don't get locked on in a helmet. I love my Georgia guys, but if there's a better player on the board, I'm taking that guy. So let's just see how things go. I'm optimistic. Honestly, at this point, if they don't take Bernard Raymond, I'm pretty good at 24. Okay. Pretty much any other position.
He's like anybody else.
Pretty much anything else we go, I'm good with.
If we trade McBride at 24,
I'm good with that. I'd rather that than Raymond.
Okay. If Stingley falls at 24, I'm dancing on tables. I'm telling you. I'm dancing on tables. Listen.
Daryl. So Daryl said he's a Deebo Samuel clone. How do we know that he's not? How do we know he's not a N'Keal Harry clone? How do we know he's not a Brandon Ayuk clone? There's been other guys with that body type that have not had that success in the NFL. Deebo's literally the only guy. It's him and Cordell Patterson. So who else are you going to say that?
Yeah, and welcome to the club, Daryl. I called the Lamb pick as well. So, it is what it is, man. And we'll see. Like I said, and what we talked about right before we got into the mock draft is there's just not those clear cut, at these positions. There's a lot of guys that there's who do you like? Dom's about to be on. Look at there. Oh, he likes Raymond.
No, he's saying he's going to be paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. Okay, there it is. See, I don't think Travis Jones is a worry. I think Raymond definitely is a worry. But again, it's all these different positions and no real clear cut guys. So somebody can fall.
When's the last time we were?
Kellen Moore using tackles as tight ends, man. That's Raymond.
I know.
Man, okay. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
When was the last time we were a week out from the draft, though, and didn't even have a pretty good feel for who number 1 was going to be? That's how this draft is, because there's not that locked quarterback.
Yeah. Last year, we knew who to pick.
Because most years there may be some question, they're going quarterback and they're going between these two players.
Mm.
They could go tackle.
Yeah.
They could go with 2 different edge rushers. There's two different tackles they could take. Like, we don't have any idea who number 1 overall is going to be. So much less 24.
It's going to be a free for all, definitely.
You know what's funny though, because in this draft we picked 24, and the year that we took CeeDee Lamb, what was special about the draft is that when BJ called it out, and it went from January all the way through the comparison between Lamb and the other receivers like Higgins and a man from Minnesota. And as the picks was going, it was like, wait a minute, can this happen? Is it gonna happen?
Yeah, we were like, wait, is this?
Yeah,
see, it's like, don't be a coward, do it.
Now, I will say this: at 24, there'll be a couple of guys like say a Stingley, what's his name from Notre Dame, the safety. They're saying that he may drop in the first round. I don't know how some Cowboys fans feel about him at 24. N'Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis. That's gonna make us more get excited and say, listen, we're gonna get that guy. We're gonna get that guy. We're gonna get that guy. It's gonna happen. I think
in the stomach, man.
Somebody solid.
So pick and pop. We just need 2 quarterbacks to go. Just 2. Usually there's like 3.5 or so on average to go. Just need 2, and then one of those 22 players is there at 24. I want to put this out there. 2 years ago, I was in a group chat. Nick's is like, if CeeDee Lamb's there, he's the guy. And I was the guy saying, he won't be there. Why are we even wasting time talking about him? Let's look at these guys. And Nick's is like, I'm just saying, you never know. He could be there. Last year, Spoonie and Mary, if you said it, I apologize. But I know for a fact Nix and Tuck said it. And I was like, we all talked about it at different points last year. Parsons is the best player defensively in the draft, but they're going to go cornerback, off the field stuff, blah, 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 blah. They're going to go cornerback. And then it was right around a week before the draft when Nix and Tuck both mentioned, at least those are the 2 I remember. So if you guys said it, I apologize. Said, keep in mind they started releasing these Jerry visits, and there was one guy that they mentioned.
They're not giving us talked about this year, man. I need some.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, 2 drafts in a row, Nix was pretty spot on. And Tuck was with him. I don't know about 2020, but I know you like it. So who was
I was CeeDee Lamb.
You know what?
My very first video on
YouTube pick was 24.
And I just did a draft show with my guy Will Gaddy on Side to Side Sports and went through that. And I literally, they're going to drop that, I think, 2 days before the draft or whatever. They had me come on to the Cowboys stuff. And I literally said, if tight ends to pick at 24, do not be surprised.
Okay.
That's the sneaky.
That's going to be, all right. That's going to be.
Not if that's the pick. Tuck and Nix, I need you to let me know right now. So I'm not worried about Raymond all week. Who's the pick at 24? I need a consensus between you two.
Right now,
we both called 2 in a row. I need it. Yep.
Right next Wednesday? We're gonna do this right now. Not next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's pencils down next week, man. We got one more show to do, man.
One more show.
You be stressed all weekend long, guys. I'm gonna be a full head of gray hair by the time next Thursday.
I want to hear this too. I want to hear this too. Listen, I want to hear this too.
Okay, well, honestly, I think they're taking Zion Johnson.
Yeah.
That's what I think they're going to take.
The way this all season is going is Zion Johnson.
Just how it feels to me.
I can live with that. I don't love it because
I don't either.
Value, but I get it.
I don't either.
Christmas socks, man.
Zion Johnson's wouldn't be the guy that I'd take, but I think it's going to be Zion Johnson.
All right, we'll circle back next week.
But the pencils ain't down yet. Pencils ain't down. There's still some time, but right now I feel like it's Zion Johnson at 24.
Because like, do I play off of Steven saying that defensive ends and wide receivers are deep? Or are we actually doing the opposite? So is he trying to think that they're not like? Yeah, I got to pick it all up.
He's unseasoned chicken and warm.
Yeah, he's probably just telling the truth. He's probably just telling the truth.
Yeah.
I wonder if he didn't say that. I wonder if he didn't say it intentionally to cover for Jerry saying we're gonna take one of those guys referring to guards unless a Parsons or Lamb. He specifically mentioned an edge rusher or receiver, and then Steven comes out and says the complete opposite. Well, those 2 positions in particular that my dad talked about are actually pretty deep. I'm wondering if it wasn't some damage control.
There it is.
Yeah, who knows, man.
Yeah. But anyways, we got one more show before the draft. Make sure you'll tune back in for that. We appreciate everybody for rocking with us as always. Man, y'all see the Twitter handles underneath all of us. That's where you can find us on Twitter. Obviously, CFO. It's official CFO Sports on YouTube
CFO
now, right?
Sports. Yeah, we're switched over. Yep.
Yeah.
CFO Sports.
Yeah, so CFO Sports for Tuck's channel, Stargang live show for our channel. And yeah, man, come rock with us and have a good time, man. Some of these people be acting a fool on Twitter. I'd be good. I don't know.
Me too. I just be minding my business.
I don't even.
I would be.
Some people out here eating mud bugs and sucking heads and stuff. I don't know, man. There's some you jump. I didn't say nobody. You got to tell yourself. You just jump in spaces. You just never know what's going to happen.
Nixon talk made me feel a little bit better about the draft. Next Wednesday, I won't even mention that guy's name because he's not going to be.
Yeah. Get that out of here, man. We don't need that. We don't need
no
that
negative energy. All the Mary, find the candle, light it now.
Have you guys I'm doing the reverse. Like you guys hype the player. I'm picking the guy I don't want so that buzz gets out there.
Real quick, okay, before we get out, real quick, funny story. I did a reverse psychology thing with Dez Bryant. Swear to God, I'll bring him on once I'm leaving to tell the story. He was over here all day. We were shooting hoops, whatever, in my backyard. We were talking. He's like, "Oh, Dez is man, we don't know Dez, man. We got Miles Austin. We got blah blah blah." All day. He was like, "Man, why you trashing Dez?" I'm like, "Dude, we don't need nobody." I mean, all day. I kept it up all day. Until we traded up, I looked over and winked at him. He's like, you son of a bitch. I just shook my head and they called this. He goes, "You've done this all." I was like, yeah.
Bernard Raymond, folks, 24. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Yeah, lock in Raymond. We need Raymond.
We're protecting our guys this draft. We learned from the last year.
Yeah, name the other guys. Hey, as always, man, appreciate everybody for rocking with us. We'll catch you on the flip side. Of course, hey, every Friday, for sure, 7 p.m. Central. Not 9 hours this week, Mary.
No.
Okay. But
Arby's, though. I ate Arby's this week because of our Twitter space.
And it was good. Right? It was good, wasn't it?
That's why you've been feeling sick about the draft, man.
Yeah. No. Don't do that. Don't Arby's didn't do nothing to that. Don't do that. Anyways, they got the hottest diss track in the game right now from my boy Pusha T. So, anyways, y'all go ahead and come through 7 p.m. Central if you follow me over there for the Cowboys Happy Hour. We have a good time over there. We talk about the Cowboys, and then of course, we might have some good food takes and maybe some terrible food takes. You got Nick's. Look,
clams from
Long John Silver.
Look, clams from Long John Silver.
You're making my stomach hurt, man.
Are good.
No.
Not everything they have, and I don't eat them like every week.
I can't even smell a Long John Silver's. I get sick.
Yeah.
If we take N'Kobe Dean at 24, I will eat clams from Long John Silver on air. I don't even eat.
No, man, we gotta get
you
some In-N-Out, man, or something like.
I like In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's trash.
Or Fat Burger, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I've never had Fat Burger. I'd like to have.
You never had Fat Burger, yeah.
But neither here nor there. Man, if we
this
keep
is Friday talk, guys.
See, look, this is how we ended up for 9 hours. Y'all opened up Pandora's box here. I got to open tomorrow. I'm getting up out of here. Y'all be safe.